Welcome back, everybody, to the Rooted Lifestyle Podcast. We are your hosts, Camryn and Justus Woods.
Welcome back, everyone, and Merry Early Christmas.
Yes, we're officially 1 week out from Christmas.
I know, and it's so exciting because I feel like we've done so much together this Christmas season, whereas last year you weren't here, obviously, but you know, it's just been fun, you know, being in Dallas, doing all the Dallas Christmas things, which I feel like fill up so fast. But
so fast.
We've been able to get reservations to all the cool places. And
you just have to do it in like July.
Yeah,
just
but
kidding.
we were able to do reservations early, so we went out with friends and did a bunch of cool things. So yeah, it's been a fun Christmas season.
It really has. And since it's our first married Christmas, we really made it a point to do all of these things. And there's a lot of things that you can do that are expensive, and there are a lot of things that you can do that were basically free. Like one night last week, we went and got milkshakes and drove around Highland Park, and it was awesome.
Exactly.
So that actually feeds into what we're going to talk about today.
And what are we talking about today?
So today we are going to be talking about how to keep a peace of mind and stay on track with your lifestyle goals and your fitness goals during the holiday season. I know for a lot of people, this time can be really stressful because of family or because you're eating and drinking everywhere you turn. And it's just fun with all the Christmas cocktails, cookies, all of the fun things, all the food. And it can be really, really hard to stay on track. But I think one of the hardest things is that as a couple, we can decide what to do and like what to make. But when we go out with people and we're hanging out with people, we want to go do those Christmas things. So that normally involves eating and drinking.
No, yeah. And it can definitely be hard, you know, especially with our lifestyle of like doing 80-20. When the holidays come to play, you start doing things during the weekday, which, you know, I think like the other week we did gingerbread making contests. We've gone out to like Christmas bars and stuff. So it's like all these things kind of stack up throughout the days, and it's kind of hard, you know, to maintain that 80-20 lifestyle. But I think during this podcast, we're just going to break down some like tactical things that you can do to help stay on track and kind of keep that peace of mind that you were talking about. And this is what we found is most effective, of kind of what we've been trying out. At least I feel like we haven't really had to try this out as much because like now we're actually really busy, whereas before it was easier to kind of keep that 80-20. But now that when you're busy, you know, holidays being around, it's just harder to stay on track.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when we're referring to the 80-20 rule, if you guys hadn't heard that before, where as a general rule, our Monday through Friday, honestly, our Sunday through Friday.
Yeah.
No, Sunday through Thursday.
Sunday through
Friday afternoon.
Sunday through like Friday after 5. Yes. Friday at 5.
We stick to eating like pretty clean. We make our own food. We don't go out. We don't drink, those types of things. And then on Friday night to Saturday, we just kind of enjoy ourselves. Let us eat
not
and drink
like
whatever
absolutely
we want.
crazy, but like, you know, just enjoying going out with friends, or just whether it's like a date that we go on to a restaurant. But if you want to learn more about the 80-20, that was one of our earlier podcast episodes.
I have no idea what number it was, but you can go scroll. It's pretty obvious which one it'll be. It's laid out very well.
Some number. But yeah, so before we go into this, obviously, you know, with these types of episodes, we kind of like to caveat that we're not experts in this field. So whatever we say is just based upon our experience, and, you know, we're still learning and growing in all this, but we found these to be helpful for us, or at least majority of the time. So
yeah, absolutely. So the first tip that we came up with was choosing when to indulge and when not to. So if you have 6 events in 1 week, or if you just have 2 events in 1 week, but one's on a Tuesday, one's on a Thursday, maybe you pick one of those. Oh, I know that place has the best drinks ever, and I know that I want to get a drink. Shout out Hudson House in Dallas. They have the best espresso martinis. So when we went there, I knew I was going to get one.
Unlike the HG Supply Co. espresso martinis.
Wow. That was really upsetting.
So they charged us $51 for 2 espresso martinis. Granted, we got what's it called in it?
We got a shot of Bailey's to make it more creamy. It was only a $6 shot.
Yeah, and they said it was said $11 on the menu, and then we got the check. He's like, "Oh, that's not the actual price." And like, "Okay, buddy."
I should have fought him, but I could. And it was a bar, y'all. It wasn't like a cute cocktail bar. It was a bar, a restaurant that upstairs is a rooftop bar.
Yeah, but anyways,
come on. Okay, anyways,
sidetrack. But yes.
Moral of the story: if you have like 6 events in 1 week. Choose maybe 2 or 3 of those events that you're like, these are my best friends. We're going to be making fun cocktails together. We're going to be going out to the best restaurants, and I'm going to fully indulge no matter what day of the week it is. I'm just going to stick with it. If it's Monday night, who cares? And it's going to be so fun. But also, when I say indulge, that can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people. But for us, that means truly just like not letting it affect your day or affect your workout split, but just indulging and enjoying it. That's the thing. You're not regretting it. You're not having thoughts of, I shouldn't do this. I'm going to gain weight, or I'm going to lose my abs, or I'm going to fail tomorrow in the gym, because that is just lies. That's not true. So make sure when you're indulging that you are actually enjoying it.
Yeah. And I know it seems pretty simple to like have a plan before, but I think anything when you plan it, it helps a lot. Like deciding to do something in the moment, you're not going to make, I'm not going to say the right decision, because there's no real right or wrong decision here, but
you're not going to be strong.
You're not going to be strong and make the decision that you would have made if you were to think about it more thoroughly before. So planning it out just kind of helps to know that, okay, when I'm here, I'm not going to indulge as much, but you know, I'm looking forward to Thursday. Right. Today's Tuesday. I'm not going to do it, but Thursday I will. So, you know, doing that, it just lowers the temptation and kind of just, you know, helps you to think about it in a more, logical way. And like you said, we're not saying if you slip up or if something, don't beat yourself up over it, because it's not that important. But if you have goals and aspirations, whether that's like health, like fitness or anything, and this is a key part of that, I think that, you know, planning it ahead of time can really help you stay on track. Absolutely.
Yeah. I love that you said that. We're definitely not saying you need to do this. We're just saying if you have those goals and you're looking for help, these are the practical tips that we're helping, and then we're finding out that help. But honestly, one practical thing that we could lay out for you, like one week we had plans to do gingerbread contest, another night movies, and then on Thursday we were going to go to a cocktail bar. And so some events happened, some didn't, but we had already decided that Sunday, okay, gingerbread making contest, we're not going to eat or drink anything because that was just like a fun couple hours. And then movie night, we're not going to get any candy. We're not going to get any drinks. We don't normally anyways. Yeah. I bring my own. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I bring my own.
Call the police.
I didn't stop, but I didn't. And then on Thursday, cocktail bar. Like we're going to enjoy as many cocktails as we want and just be grateful that we get to enjoy it. So that's a practical week that we could look at and be like, this is what we chose and this is what we didn't.
Exactly. Good example.
Thank you. Thank you. So another practical tip that we came up with that I haven't really tried this one out as much as I would like to, but I think in the future I will, to eat something before you go out. I know that sounds really weird, but for example, if I knew that I was going to like a bring your own board and everyone was bringing like a Chick-fil-A board, a dessert board, a charcuterie board, a pizza board, a ton of boards, and I just know how those make me feel. But if I come starving, I'm going to eat everything in sight. Yeah. And then it's going to make me feel worse than if I only had one plate full of food. So eating protein, I think protein is your immediate go-to. Eat a little bit of protein, eat a little bit of vegetables, because those are the most satiating and are going to be the best on your stomach. Also, having something on your stomach before you indulge in sugar. That's really a key thing for you.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And it's kind of the example of, you know, never go to a grocery store hungry, because you'll buy
whatever you want.
Buy whatever you want. So, you know, eating stuff beforehand, putting stuff on your stomach beforehand, it makes the temptation kind of go down a little bit because you're not starving.
Right.
And I found, at least for me, I personally can't even eat sweets and stuff like that when I'm on an empty stomach. It just upsets my stomach a lot. But, you know, eating those proteins, those veggies before you go out can really help you.
Absolutely. And it'll just help you stay on track, like we're saying. But also another tip of the eating before you go out is to drink a full glass of water, because people suggest doing that even when you eat a meal, because it'll fill you up a little bit. So it'll help you to not overeat or overindulge. So drinking a glass of water or a 40-ounce Stanley, which is what I try to do, before you go somewhere really helps. And then it also helps keep you hydrated, especially if you're drinking alcohol. It keeps you hydrated. And also a great rule of thumb is between every alcoholic drink to drink a glass of water.
Yeah.
Or at least a couple sips of water.
Yeah.
It'll just help you the next day too.
It'll help you the next day, and it'll also just, you know, fill up your stomach, but it'll also help you with any effects of the alcohol and stuff. And kind of going off that point a little bit, if it's like a house party or somewhere where you're able to kind of bring stuff, an important tip could also be to, you know, it may seem dumb, but bringing your own food or bringing your own drinks.
Absolutely.
It depends how extreme your goals are, obviously, but, you know, coming in with your own stuff is one way to ensure that you know what you're drinking and you know what you're eating. Mm-hmm. So take that as you will, but
yeah. And like for the other week when we actually did go to a BYOB board, to bring your own board, we brought a salad that we could both eat. Salad. I also do, you guys know that I do have dietary restrictions. Like I can't eat gluten.
That's true. So it's easier for you to be able to bring in your own stuff because you literally can't eat.
Right. And so honestly, I love bringing my own food to places because I never want people to feel bad no matter if I'm like on a fitness goal or not, like I just never want people to feel bad of like, oh my goodness, you can't eat this. It's like, it's okay. Like I brought my own food. We're good. But that, as a general rule of thumb, bring your own salad, bring whatever you want, because you know the ingredients you put in there and you know you can enjoy it without being like, oh, I don't know what they used. I don't think anyone's that crazy to be like, I'm not going to eat that because I don't know what they used to make it with. But that's a great rule of thumb.
Depends on how extreme your goals are,
Bring
like we said. But that kind of goes into a little bit of healthy alternatives.
Yes.
It's kind of like a sidebar to the conversation that we're having too. I know you get a lot of questions, I feel like, and sometimes I do, of like, what are some good alternatives that you can have for the typical food. So we've kind of made a list of, meals, desserts, and like different types of alternatives that we do. This is mainly for when, we're cooking with family, we're cooking with friends, or we're just cooking in the house, just to kind of mitigate those health effects, because those things add up a lot. So the alternatives that you put in when you're cooking, like the oils that you use, like swapping out oils, swapping out different types of like sugars or gluten, dairy. It can go a long way for your health goals. So I think starting with meals, we do not eat bread at all, but there is this place called Village Baking Co. that makes the best sourdough bread.
It's so good, y'all.
I have ever had in my life.
It's so good. And everyone's like, why are you like at the party we went to, we brought sourdough bread. They were like, you're eating bread. Like, what are
you're
you
going to
doing?
die. Oh my gosh.
There's something about, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the word. I'm blanking on the word.
What?
Oh my goodness. What's the word when they're like making sourdough and like you can have it because oh my goodness.
Oh,
come on, help me. Come on.
Oh my gosh, why am I remembering? No, it's
oh my goodness. It's like breaking down the gluten.
Yeah.
Oh, the gluten protein is broken
Good
down.
Thing
what is the word?
Good thing we have the internet.
Y'all, I'm going to go crazy. I'm really upset that I can't remember it. Anyways, it's just better for digestion, and a lot of people who are not celiac can enjoy sourdough bread. What is the word? Did you find it?
I'm looking. Keep talking about.
Okay, well, sourdough bread is awesome, but I have found that even though I can have
fermenting.
Thank you. The fermentation. I was like distillation. No, the fermentation process is so different from any other bread.
It helps with digestion.
You're already digesting like half of what you would try to digest with normal bread. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I can't enjoy a lot of sourdough, and I still take digestive enzymes before I eat sourdough bread, but I can still enjoy it. So sourdough is a great alternative to bread.
Yeah,
it is bread.
But we'd be lying if we say we eat bread all the time.
We've had sourdough twice since
we've been married. Yeah.
Yeah.
So going to the next thing, which I think this is very important because we've become a sauce family, or I've become a sauce person and therefore have made you a sauce person. Yes. But I think when you're eating healthy, sauces are important, but it could also creep up on you because they have a lot of calories, a lot of fats and sugars, and oils. So it's really important to pick the right sauces.
Yeah.
We tend to stick to like dairy-free options. So some of those can be, Tessemae's.
And then Primal Kitchen.
And Primal Kitchen. They have very good buffalo and very good ranch.
Those are like our go-tos.
Those are go-tos. We make like a buffalo sauce, or we make like a hot sauce ranch combo mix thing. And
to be clear, these sauces are not 100% clean. Honestly, like
I know. If you look at the back, there's still like the sunflower oils and stuff like that. So it's not 100% clean, but it's
like citric acid.
It's definitely better than a lot of the other alternatives out there. If you were to go very crazy, the alternative would be to make your own. We've made our own pesto before.
We have. It didn't go well.
The first time it didn't go well. The second time it did, but just didn't make as much.
Didn't you make it the second time?
No, we made it together.
Okay, he made it the second time, but you're right.
Yeah.
So going off of sauces, dips.
Yeah.
We love eating like guacamole, sometimes queso, whatever. But the best chips instead of corn, because corn can be really hard to digest, are those brand Siete chips.
Siete, yes,
they're grain
very
free.
good.
They are so
and we use
good.
Siete for the cassava flours, or cassava tortillas, and they also have the almond flour tortillas, so we do that for breakfast as well.
So good.
We did skip one on the sauces though. We do try to do like dairy-free pestos, as well. Gotham greens out of Whole Foods. Very, very good.
A sneaky find. There's also that other dairy-free brand that is not refrigerated. It's $10.
Yeah, those are the things. These things can get
but I swear they're like liquid gold.
Very expensive.
They're so good.
They're very good.
And they're clean. Gotham greens and
they have like
the other pesto
4
is clean.
or 5 like ingredients in it.
It's literally clean. So that's why sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and say, I'm going to pay $10 for this and it'll be gone in one night, but here we go.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
We don't do it all the time. We mix in the dairy. We mix in dairy like pesto and dairy-free pesto, but we try to get the dairy-free.
It's expensive. I mean, let's be real. You can't afford $10 pesto for every single meal you want. Like that's so expensive.
But for salads, like I mentioned, sometimes we make our own dressings, just with, olive oil, lemon.
They're not your favorite, but they're my favorite.
They're
olive
not my
oil,
favorite.
lemon, and basari.
The harvest
Sheep
salad that your mom made for Thanksgiving.
And the one that we brought to our friend's house.
And the one that one is so good. The dressing there is very, very good.
So good.
But yeah,
you can find good dressings. Like, don't be discouraged and be like, okay, olive oil and lemon juice, gross. Like, there are so many good ones you can look up.
Yeah, and then for kind of like grains or pastas, we typically I typically do more grains and pastas than she does, but we tend to stick to the brown rice pastas. So they have organic ones at Trader Joe's. They have organic penne and turmeric pasta at Whole Foods. So typically trying to stick to like corn-free, vegan, no filler type pastas that typically the standard pastas are very, very high in carbs and just have a ton of fillers and crap in it.
Right. So we stay away from that. And then Central Market, if you guys have one of those where you live, they have a ton excuse me, they have a ton of like really fun noodles, like this thing called skinny pasta, and they have like fettuccine that we just got that's gluten-free. Tons of like organic and fun pastas that we love.
Yeah. And you want to talk about desserts?
Let's do it.
Your favorite.
There's something in my throat. Literally my favorite part, desserts. I could eat dessert for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm not even kidding you guys. So as a general rule, I love to make desserts that are paleo. And so that contains sugar, but it's dairy-free and it's lower sugar than normal. And you're not using things like powdered sugar or normal flour. You're using like gluten-free flour, dairy-free stuff, all the alternatives. So some of my favorite alternatives for dairy-free desserts are coconut cream instead of whipping cream. That is like huge. People think that whipping cream can never be exchanged. Coconut cream is great, I promise. And then my favorite, y'all, I think I've talked about these on the podcast one too many times, but the Enjoy Life brand of their semi-sweet mini chocolate chips.
You eat them like popcorn.
Y'all, like the past 3 days, I've literally just gotten a bowl as I'm reading my little book, and I just eat them in my mouth. It's kind of embarrassing, but you love me anyways.
No, they're very good. They're like, it's sneaky because they're really small, and I think that's what makes you want to like grab like a million of them because they're like this big.
I've lost so many of them in this couch.
Yeah, they've gone all over the place.
Sorry, they're really good.
But in terms of sugar too, the alternative we tend to use is we haven't used monk fruit sugar, but
correct. I have back at home.
Yeah, but we use like brown coconut sugar instead of normal cane sugar.
Yes, brown sugar or coconut sugar.
The one in there is brown coconut sugar.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm sure. I bought it.
Okay, Justus. Okay, but yeah, instead of cane sugar, just because it's a clearer form of sugar. Stevia is a good liquid form of sugar. You can also buy it in little packets. But we love those. Monk fruit is the cleanest sugar, though.
Yeah.
The most pure sugar.
Yeah. And then in terms of oils, like we use coconut oil or like avocado oil, olive oil, ghee instead of butter.
Yes.
Just dairy-free, healthier alternatives.
Absolutely.
In terms of baked goods,
just like that you buy at the store.
Like if you're going to buy things that are already made just to kind of save time, because making desserts takes forever, especially if you're doing it healthy. You have 19 different ingredients, the cleaning process. So for a quick fix, we typically get the Sweet Lorenz cookies.
Oh, baby.
And we
good.
recently found the mint chocolate chip ones.
Okay, there's only one Target in Dallas that has them. It's the Super
so
Target.
Good.
I could have one right now. I'm going to have one after this. They are...
I think we might have eaten. There might be one or two more in there.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I'm going to find out after this podcast.
Yeah.
But anyways, they are absolutely so good. Like Sweet Lorenz is the best. People who eat gluten all the time are like, these cookies are amazing. And they're dairy free, egg free, soy free, nut free, all the things. I don't know how they're good, but they are. Yeah. Anyways, some natural ways to reduce inflammation in your body for a substitute would be almond butter instead of peanut butter. Peanut butter tastes better. I know it does. Almond butter kind of has a grainy taste to it. But if you're worried about inflammation, definitely use almond butter instead of peanut butter, which is great.
The brand that I love is Natural Way.
You're obsessed with it.
It's so good. And it has three ingredients. Literally, either they have the peanut butter one and they also have almond butter, but the almond butter one, it's just almonds, salt, and olive oil.
That's how it should be. That's
Those are the only three ingredients.
That's what it should be.
And it's so good. And they give you a lot. So I highly recommend the natural way.
Where's it from?
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods.
From Whole Foods,
Love
yeah.
it. And then for things like M&Ms, because people are like, I love Skittles, M&Ms, all those things. There are healthier brands out there, such as the Unreal brand. It's literally just called Unreal. They have healthier versions of M&Ms. I mean, healthier version of M&Ms kind of sounds silly, but they use different things than the normal M&Ms. And then this is just kind of a random one that's not a food substitute, but when you're making food, it's a good substitute. Yeah. So everyone knows that they cook with aluminum foil, right? That's just like how everyone cooks. So aluminum foil, when it gets to a certain heat, leaches the aluminum into your food. Look it up. If you don't believe me, look it up. I don't know why no one talks about it. I don't believe you.
I'm looking it up.
No. We looked it up literally like last week. But it's a real thing. And I think that no one cares about it because they're not going to like ingest food that they made with aluminum and be like, oh my gosh, there's aluminum in my body. Like I'm freaking out. You know, it doesn't work like that. Things build up over time. But moral of the story.
Yeah, small amounts of aluminum leach into food that's cooked for aluminum foil.
Thank you.
Or aluminum cookware.
Yeah, that's why like cookware is also very important. But I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I'll save it for another day. Use parchment paper instead of aluminum foil. Aluminum foil. We were just saying oil for so long that
aluminum
I got confused.
oil foil.
Yes.
But moral of the story, I think, these are all alternatives. We're not saying that they're healthy for you.
Correct. We're saying you're going to be unhealthy anyways, quote unquote. Yeah. Take that lightly. So have a better alternative that will make you feel better in the long run.
Exactly. Because those little, like we said, the little things add up.
Yeah.
Because you start adding the sauces and stuff. I didn't realize how many calories and fats were in sauces.
And it's like sauce?
You put pounds and pounds of it on your healthy food and suddenly you're
Justus is over there like squeezing it and like drowning his food in that sauce.
I know. And then it's like you're even with salads too. You have to be careful because you put a pound of Caesar salad dressing on your salad and you're eating crap. You're eating garbage now. Like the salad doesn't even matter anymore.
A tip for when you're getting a salad from somewhere, ask for the dressing on the side or ask for it light. Yeah. So you can control it.
But yeah, I think that was kind of a tangent way of saying these are all healthy substitutes in alternatives that we found helpful in our day-to-day life, but also that you can bring in during this holiday season. If you're going over to a friend's house, if you're making Christmas cookies or things like that, maybe try a couple of these healthy alternatives when making these things, and hopefully that can push you along in your health or fitness goals. But the final point that we wanted to make is that making sure you maintain a healthy amount of exercise during Christmas time, which can be hard because you get really busy.
It is, and it can be. And I think the emphasis on this is maintain. So because you're going to be indulging more than normal, if that's the case, do not, and hear us say, do not over exercise.
Yeah.
Like it can get very unhealthy. People really get in their heads and they're like, oh,
there's no reason
ate
to,
so much. I need to over exercise.
It doesn't work like that of compensating for I ate this much. Now I have to do this much. No. Your body processes food a lot slower than what you'll be burned. Like you're not burning off your food that you ate earlier that day by going to work out later on.
Just make it a point to find some movement like you do every day. Or if you don't every day, maybe you start up a new goal now or in 2024. So many options here, but even just a 30-minute walk a day or after each meal, there are so many ways you can find movement. Grab your family and go on a little walk while you're home for the season.
Walking after dinner, things like that. But the important thing is to just get some form of exercise in.
Yes.
But yeah.
Absolutely. So we hope this was helpful.
Yeah.
And we just love alternatives and healthy cooking and finding alternatives. I think it's a really fun thing for us. But we also felt it was important because Christmas is next week. Yeah. And we just wanted to help you guys out because I know that we've been talking about it a lot during the season of like, oh, how do we maintain this and how do we get through it? And
now that we're so popular.
What, on the podcast?
No. Well, no, I meant not that we're so popular in Dallas that we're busy all the time with these things.
Okay, toot your own horn, why don't you?
Well, fine. People are inviting you. They're just saying, oh, Justus can come too.
That's literally not true.
Yeah, well.
It's not true. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening.
Yes, thank you guys.
We will see you. When is the next episode? I guess the new year.
On the new year. We will see you January 1st, 2024.
2024.
Ooh. Have a Merry Christmas, guys. We love you all.
Bye.
Bye.